Hi there and welcome back to this week's trade recap, and this one is kind of sad. Since I have been describing the last ones, I'll describe this one as sad. That's the perfect word that I'll say for this one. Let's just start with Monday so y'all can understand what I am just saying. So on Monday we were just overall bullish for the whole week because we are just going straight to all-time highs, like there isn't liquidity to be taken below. There really isn't. We are just longing and longing and longing. And on Monday we had this clear data wick, so this kind of looks like a market maker buy model. And right here, this would be our draw on liquidity for Monday. We have this busy that we would like to be respected to go to the upside. And right here I was already looking at the market, but this was so tiny that I didn't even thought about it. I saw this and I said, okay, this is small. I would like something a little bit more obvious. So I didn't even consider this one while we were on Monday. But if we go here on a 30-second for Monday, we see that we are accumulating. We manipulate, we take these lows, we deliver from this 1 minute, and we are just straight up respecting it. And with a V-shaped recovery, we inverse this to the upside and we target the end of our draw on liquidity, which would be our data high. And this is a small setup. This is just a 12-point stop loss, and with all this news and all this volatility, we aren't even used to these smaller stop losses. So I looked at this and I said, this is nothing. I shouldn't even be considering this. So I didn't care about it. But this was the best trade we had to take on Monday because, yes, this is good, but it isn't that clear, is it? We left this liquidity below and we already taken buy side. This is quite a decent liquidity because we are forming here a trend line liquidity, but this isn't quite the best. We have already formed these setups and it is Monday, so this isn't quite the best in my opinion. So that's it for Monday. I didn't take this trade. I wish I had, but that's something to be learned because this is small and we aren't used to these smaller trades, but this is really good. Here on Tuesday, I don't even need to go to the higher time frame because it's the same thing. We are overall bullish on the week and we have a data high. Once again, we have a data high. But I was on classes during this and I couldn't take it. We had this, which would be perfect, but we didn't inverse it to a tick and it ended up failing. If we are just considering the fair value gap, we didn't take the swing low, but we failed on our setup, which is just a fair value gap. But we created this order block with a lot of momentum right at open, and we inversed this 1 minute, which had been respected 3 times. So when we inversed it, we shouldn't come back below. So this trade would be quite perfect. A one setup for life, which was fast, really fast, and we could leave a runner, but this is a trade that I want to remember for the future. This is the one that I want to remember. This is a one setup for life, which happens rarely, but when it happens, it is really quick like this one, and it's a good trade to take. Let's skip to Wednesday. And once again, I am not even going to show the higher time frame because this is just bullish. We are going higher, and we left a data high right there, and here we left another data high. So we are just leaving liquidity above, and we did have some setups before open, and during this zone that isn't even a kill zone, we did have this inversion to the upside, which it ended up working to this buy side. We took this low, we delivered from this side. If I will go on the 5 minutes just to show this one, this is really good. We swept this sell side liquidity and we inversed it to the upside. This 5 minutes also worked because yes, we would have got stop and break even, but it did ended up working if we didn't place our stop to break even, so that is nice to know. But this is before open, and we usually just want to know the open side of things. And right here, if I go again on the 5 minute, we still have this draw on liquidity, and we inversed this 5 minute. We swept these lows, we deliver from this fair value gap, this busy on the left side, and this is quite decent, but I didn't take this trade because this is somewhat of a protected high because it took this one, but yes, it has a lot of liquidity above, and I didn't took this trade because this wasn't looking that textbook, that it wasn't looking like light bulb. But when we went to the 1 minute, we saw that we had this confirmation play inside this 5 minutes. So what I did, when I had the confidence to take this, I took this trade on this candle. I placed my stop below the overall 5 minute and this inception gap, so my stop would be here, and I targeted this high, which would be a 2.3R. It would be a perfect trade, and as you can see, it did go to our target. But when we were here, I placed my break even when we hit this high, and when we were here, we were so close to take the first high, and I would probably scale something here and then take the runners here, but at open it went down. It took my stop loss that I was on break even, so this was a break even trade for me, and I got so lucky to watch this go to my TP without me being in a position. This would be a really good trade. So Monday we had good trades, Tuesday we had a decent trade, Wednesday we had a good trade that was stopped at break even, and now we go to Thursday, where once again we just delivered down. We delivered from this hourly and we went right back up. But I wasn't looking at this, I was looking more at this hourly above. Yes, it is better to wait for the lower ones because when we are so far in premium, there isn't A plus trades. Trades can be A plus if they are in premium. So if we go here on the 1 minute, we see that we left this 30-minute high, which was straight up manipulation, but I wasn't looking at that because I was still bullish and I wanted us to take this low, which was inside a 15-minute and the hourly, and I wanted us to inverse this 1 minute to the upside for us to take this highs, which would be the end of the market maker buy model. But we didn't inverse this one quite there, but here on 30-second we were still holding this 15-minute to the left and we just took liquidity. So right here we took these relatively equal lows. We took external liquidity, we took internal liquidity, and with a good momentum and speed, we inversed this 30-second to the upside. And I took this trade because this was exactly what I wanted. We were still holding the 15 minutes, I was bullish, we had this 930, so this to me looked really obvious, and I'm not mad I took this trade. It is inside this chopping range. Usually what we want is for us to have a better AMD. So we had this accumulation and we would like to have a manipulation lower for us to have the distribution. And that didn't happen here. We manipulated just a tiny bit and we didn't go to the distribution phase. After that, we go here on the 5 minute. So after that, we had this 5 minute and I looked at this and I said, this is taking so much time to get inversed and I am not gonna take this because I have seen this fail a lot of times. If we go here on the 1 minute, I think it is a better way to see it. This took so much time to get inversed because it only got inversed on this candle that I understood that I have seen this fail so many times that I'm not even gonna take it. So it ended up working, but I'm not mad about it. Here we understand that this looks in hindsight like a good trade because we have this order block right here and we inversed it and we have the 930 high. This looks like a really good market maker buy model. And this looks like a really good reversal, but I've seen this fail so much times and I had already a loss, so I didn't even consider entering this, but it ended up working. And I am not mad about it. What I wanna show here for me to remember in the future is that I stopped trading after this 5 minutes, but right here we have the 1 minute that I wanted since the beginning. And in my opinion, this was the 1 minute that was indeed holding us down. So when we came here and we understood that we rejected 1 minute once, twice, 3 times, 4, 5, 6 times, and then we inversed. As I have said in a lot of videos before, when this happens, when we are rejecting a fair value gap like this and then we end up inversing it, it usually holds. So here I could have taken this trade on the 1 minute where I would wait for this to get inversed, then take this trade, place my stop loss below the 1 minute, and then target my draw on liquidity for the day. This, in my opinion, was the best trade for the day. Not the 5 minute, which was bigger. This was the best trade for the day because this is the 1 minute that, in my opinion, was holding us down. And I didn't even remember this because I was just looking at the 5 minute and I didn't even remember myself of the 1 minute, which is really my fault, just like the past trades that I have just said on this week. And I ended up having one loss this week. And now we come to Friday, where we are at all-time highs, which isn't funny anymore. And once again, we look for bullish trades. And if we go here on the 15 minute, we understand that we have already filled all this 15-minute busy, so this makes it an intermediate term low. And if we go on a 30-second, which in my opinion was zoomed in because we are so high, trades can't be that good. We had this 30-second, it ended up failing, which is okay because after that we had this 1 minute, which ended 30 seconds / 1 minute, which if we didn't place our stop at break even, it ended up working. But the thing about this is that this 30-second looks good. It's a V shape and it's a big trade because we have so much volatility that this is a 40-point stop loss. And this looks like a good trade, but because it is OPEX, and I remembered myself this month that I don't trade OPEX, so I didn't take a single trade here, and I'm not annoyed by it, I'm just annoyed that I didn't take a single win this week. When OPEX comes, it usually just does this. We edged this high so much times, we ended up getting this 30-second at break-even, then it went up, it shot past this 1 minute, it consolidated again, and it eventually went to our buy side liquidity. Yes, this 1 minute is the one that looks the best. We could not place our stop at break even, but because we are so high, I will always place my stop at break even. And that's everything for this week. We had a trade to take in every day. I took one break even and one loss, which is, just like I said in the beginning, sad. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.